Peace and blessings. This is Gerald Hassan, the Children's Enlightening Minds Enterprise. And I had a very good friend of mine. She sent me some videos. She always sent me videos of these relationship topics when these guys be sending these, putting these messages out. And it's a few brothers I've heard, and especially on social media, Facebook and all that. And 9 times out of 10, I want y'all to have something in mind, ladies. That when a black man, let's say particularly, put out a video, 9 times out of 10, the one that really does it for you is the one where he's talking about other black men, where they're doing wrong, where they need to get together, all this, that, they another. They basically verbalizing the way you feel about this particular category or section of black men. They got this one brother named Derrick Jackson. He had a video where he put out not too long ago, and he was addressing the idea of him saying why y'all attack your own species, and he started basically explaining how the species of people that he's for or whatever are the guys who tired of guys wasting women's time, and then you have another guy named Brother Biggs, and his whole gist of his whole conversation was about brothers trying to force sisters to have sex with them. Force, that was the literal term he used, force sisters to have sex with them before they've earned that sex. And like I was trying to tell my little sister, man, I say, well, first of all, I'd say this for everybody. You have to really listen to the message. You have to listen to the terms. Terms are very important when you're having a discussion with someone, because certain terms, whether you're aware or conscious of that particular term or not, it produces or creates a certain idea in your mind. Like, if I say someone bumped me versus someone hit me, both give you a different idea of what happened. And both are going to affect you or your emotions differently, depending on how much you care about me. And so now, how many brothers are trying to force sisters to have sex with them? Force sisters to have sex with them. Think about that. How many brothers have you had sex with that actually forced you to have sex with them? Anyway, that's one thing. And the other one that the brother Jackson was speaking about, and like I said, he's had a number of videos where he speaks about the black men, particularly not standing up, right? And again, man, here's one of the mistakes I believe that we make. While I believe that maybe his intent is good, I think one of the mistakes that we all have a tendency to make is for him to blame her, for her to blame him, for him to try to always point out her faults, for her to always try to point out his faults. What I do believe that more women should check women. I also believe that more men should check men. However, if that is all you do, though, if that's the bulk of your message, you just checking brothers all the time. Let me tell you something. The easiest person to attack on earth is a black man. That is the easiest person to attack. I don't give a damn what you want to do to him. You want to kill him, you want to steal from him, you want to vilify his character, whatever it is. The black man is the most easiest one to attack because of what's already been done to him. What's already, what's already being put out about him, in the universe. and so a lot of it is just not good in regards to particularly the American black man, not just any black man, the American black man in particular. And so, second to being the most easiest to attack is the American black woman. And so, who does it better than the black man and the black woman? We do it better than anybody. We attack each other with such a skill set that is unmatchable. You know what I'm saying? And we've been taught to do that because we've been programmed a certain way, to think a certain way, subliminally, as well as very literally, just things that's being put out and said from the parent, the loved ones, from stuff that's being put out on TVs to games and so on. While it's true that black men have a lot of work they need to do with themselves personally, it's also just as true that a lot of black women have a lot of work they need to do with themselves personally. Because I consider myself a black man. I consider myself very truthful. And I consider myself to be very honest. I believe I know what I want. And I try my hardest, man, to always be square with women that I meet, at the same time, I don't believe that you have to destroy a person to separate yourself from or to end a relationship to move forward or whatever. So I try to salvage what can be salvaged from every relationship, because at the end of the day, I do value my network of people. I value my connection with people. especially if it's something that I liked about you genuinely in the beginning, then all of a sudden I'm in this place where things didn't happen the way I wanted to happen, so now I don't like, you know, this, that, and another about you. Then, I mean, I have to take some responsibility here, you know, and that's the other little piece, that while these brothers always got something to say about these other brothers and other black men and so on, when do you sit down and say, both parties just need to also be responsible? Both parties has some responsibility in the matter, because at the end of the day, no matter if you with a so-called dog-ass dude or he with a so-called dog-ass female, you chose that person. You had an attraction to that person. It was something about that person that you liked. So that says something about you as well. You know, so if you said it's different if how many people that you actually come across that actually like flat out, I mean, just put out some real flat out game, just from the start to the finish. They are all about manipulation, lies, and I mean everything. That is not the average person. The average person that we come across may not be totally just disclosing, quick to disclose everything in their closet. But at the same time, everybody want to be happy. People just try not to hurt people and so on. And I believe in the midst of both of those, trying to hurt people and trying to be happy, we make a lot of mistakes and we still end up hurting people. But again, everybody wants to be happy. And I think one of the major crucial pieces why it always be me versus her, her versus me, is because I don't take self-responsibility. And when I see that things isn't what I want it to be, when I'm not getting out of a person what I want, I don't have enough control or enough discipline or enough value for myself to pull out of it, to say, okay, this is not what I want. I see, you know, I don't have no problem with you, no problem against you. You know, we good. I feel like you're a good person, whatever. But I'm just not getting out of this what I want. You know what I'm saying? What I feel like I'm putting into this. But instead, a lot of times we get into these things and whatever it is we like about the person, we like a certain feeling, we like to not be alone or whatever, and we want it to work. We want it to work even though the signs are being produced that it's not what I want. It's not what, I'm not getting out of it what I want. And so instead of just taking those signs for what it is and pulling out, we still push forward. And then when it don't happen, when we don't get the results we want, when we don't get the results we want, we then blame it on someone else. We then blame that person for not being who we wanted them to be, for them not giving us what we wanted when they've been, you know, they may have said whatever, and maybe they had good intent. Maybe they wanted it. Maybe they desired that. And maybe something happened to make that person change. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say for myself, man, that I've met women who I thought was the one, and whom I got to messing with and kicking it with or whatever. And I'm telling you, man, it could be something that's in the point of intimacy that turns me totally off. Maybe she had a certain scent that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, and I mean, it could maybe something else going on with the hygiene that I didn't like. Maybe that's just her natural her, but it just don't do it for me, right? And so it turns me out. But how many people can you actually tell that say, baby, man, you know, you have a certain sense not working with me, and you can take that in a good way. So instead of me trying to crush somebody or trying to correct someone, I'm to be the one to be like, man, it's not working out the way, you know, I thought it was going to be. I want it, you know, or whatever. I'm going to say we're not compatible or whatever came to be. I don't have to get specific, because sometimes, man, the truth will destroy your ass, and truth be told, not everybody loves the truth, period. You know what I'm saying? So if no matter how many times a person say, man, you can tell me the truth, whatever, I care more about you being able to lead a relationship, and I mean, in a healthy mind frame, and, you know, thinking in a positive way about, you know, me and that past experience, than to leave that, you know, in some kind of doubt about yourself. I mean, to me, I feel like that's not my place. If you're gonna change in some area, I want you to just figure that on your own, really. You know, unless you ask me. If you ask me, like, man, you know, what you think I need some work at, or what you think about this particular thing, I'm gonna be honest with you. But just for me, just to volunteer that to you, no, I'm not gonna do that, because I mean, it's really like a catch-22, no-win situation. You know what I'm saying? But that's the route I choose. And at the end of the day, man, everybody just need to take more responsibility for themselves. And I'm gonna tell you later, here's the last little piece about when I say about these guys who make videos about the black men particularly, because again, we're the easiest creatures to attack. I don't care if it's a bum, but you consider to be a bum, or you consider to be a career individual. It don't matter his intellectual level. It don't matter his financial status. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got pros and cons all across the board. And so if you choose to be with whatever level in this particular realm of individuals, that's still your choice, man. And if you chose that. And if it doesn't for you, it do it for you. It's not for no one on the outside to say, man, you can do better, or why you with that person. If that would make you happy, you do that. But if it ain't what makes you happy, if it ain't for you, don't try to think you're going to change somebody by just being there, or by loving them or whatever. If they not where you, if they remain the same and you can't love that person for who they are, if they remain the same and never change, then that's not who you should be with. And most people make that mistake. I married behind that. I made the same mistake when I got married. I married a woman for who I thought who she said she wanted to be, not for who she was. And I'm telling you, most people do that. Most people are with people because they look more towards the future. They look more towards where they think that person is going. They look more towards where they think that person is going to evolve to eventually, you know, in regards to them or whatever else, opposed to where they at. And so, ladies, again, this other little piece is that, man, y'all are black women particularly are the most loyal consumers in the world. Black women particularly of America are the most loyal base of consumers. I'm talking about of clients, customers in the world. From personal trainer clients to going to lounges, restaurants, clothes, fashion. It don't matter what it is. If you are being sold a product or a service that you love, you are the most loyal and best clients in the world. So why not create something that I know you're going to gravitate to? And if all I got to do is verbalize what you already be thinking, all I got to do is make you feel like you're right about who you are, what you think, how you feel about things, and how you feel about this black man who is easy to attack. So I'm going to roll with you. Yeah, he a dog ass, stank ass, low down motherfucker. He cheat, he lied, this, that, that, another. And guess what? If I say, I can easily make videos like that where I can mash us. And guess what? I'm going to get 1 million shares. But I don't, man. I tell the truth of how I see it, because there is no one person wrong. Everybody has something they go through in their life. He do, she do. Things cultivate, make them who they are. And their perspective shapes everything that they do in life, man. Either that person do it for you or they don't. It's a reason why you attract to that person. And it's a reason why you don't attract to that person. And you got to take self-responsibility to why you gravitate to someone and why you don't. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame somebody else for why you end up liking this person, slept with this person, and why it don't turn out the way you want it to be. And then you want to blame this person for everything that didn't happen. No, man, that's immature. That's irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, that's why I particularly don't like dudes who make those kind of videos. Again, it's cool to tell the truth. If you're going to dress her, you got to dress him, but it's not going to be just him and not going to be just her. You got to dress both, man, because it's always two people involved. In a relationship, there's always more than one person involved, man. It's always the way sometimes, because some people can be good. I got people who think I'm a asshole. But then there's another person over here say, I'm the sweetest person in the world. See, a lot of times it's just how we affect each other. You know what I'm saying? This person may make it easy to be sweet. While this person here, every time you come across my path, you come out with some fly shit, so I addressed it. You know what I'm saying? So now for you, I'm an asshole because I always addressed that fly shit you come at. But for this person here, I'm the sweetest person in the world because they don't come from that angle. They make it easy to be sweet to them. They make it easy to treat them and give them whatever. You know what I'm saying? The best over that I have to offer. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's just a dynamic between two people too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just always, it's more involved, man. It's more to it than just him or just her. So that's all I really wanted to say about these brothers, man. I wish I can really get in the dialogue. I'm talking about live dialogue with these brothers because, come on, man. Let's get real. I smash these brothers. I know all they doing is feeding. I know all they doing is feeding. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers want likes. Them brothers want shares, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's my perspective, though. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they feel like that's the way they give it is right. I don't know, but that's the way I feel it, man. Your son, these children, light the minds in them, enterprise, and peace and blessings and love to everybody.